Welcome to this talk show, Vivid View with Ehilise. Many thanks to God Almighty. Vivid View.
See and do it.
Ehilise Corner. It is not the lack of love, the lack of friendship that ends the marriage. Say something, somebody.
My name is Onyinye, and in my own opinion, friendship is usually the basic of every relationship. Marriage should start with friendship because it leads or opens way for openness, respect, love, and understanding. So if there's no friendship in a relationship like marriage, it would hit the rock. Thank you.
My name is Moses Mosu. My take on this view is just like saying the word faith. Faith comes with action. For you to believe something, you have to work it out. For you to believe you love somebody, you have to act it out. So the action is what I call friendship. Before you say I love you, there should be a time you need to give into that relationship for you to prove that you really love that person. That is my take. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. For me as Ehilise, marriage is a transition from friendship. And there's relationship between you, the husband and wife get married or the couples get married. But what we see in after marriage, everything ends. So we want to say continue the same friendship in your marriage. See your husband as a friend. See your wife as a friend. The moment you do this, you see that your marriage will not hit rock because you're able to tolerate yourself when you were friends. So let that friendship continue even after the marriage. There shouldn't be changes. And when this continues, you see that marriage will not hit rock. Enough of this. Thank you so much. Now we'll go for the business of today. Curbing the surge of marriage divorce is the topic for today's discussion. Marriage divorce is a daily occurrence in our society. What shall we do? Anyway, the guests will be introduced shortly after this break. Please stay tuned. Vivid View.
See and do it.
Welcome back. Curbing the surge of marriage divorce is the topic for today's discussion. In case you're just joining us, and with me in the studio is a clergyman. Let's make welcome Apostle Promise Okafor.
Vivid View.
See and do it.
Before discussion proper, please follow us on social media handles are displayed on the screen. Apostle, you're welcome again.
Thank you.
So let's just go straight to the business of the day. It's introduction, definition, and your perspective on the subject matter.
Well, we know that the issue of divorce has assumed an epidemic proportion, if you ask me. Now, the institution of marriage has never been so assaulted and afflicted by the scourge of divorce. Even the house of God, the church, has not been spared. You see that people are getting divorced, people are giving up on marriages, people are maybe preferring to go their own way in life, if you ask me, over a number of reasons. So yes, I agree that it is a scourge. It is eating deep into the very fabric of society, and we need help.
We really need help. We do really need help. And that's why we discussed it. This is not the first time talking something about marriage. We're taking it from different dimensions, but still boil down to the same thing, divorce. That's not the will of God. That's not the wish of God to people that he created in his image and likeness. All right, what are the remote causes? Where did we get it wrong as humans?
I'll give a number of reasons. One, I would say that a lot of people love the institution of marriage, but they do not understand it. That's one. Number two.
So that's lack of understanding.
Yes.
Okay.
Because marriage is God's institution. Man did not create marriage. We didn't come together and say, okay, let's have something called marriage. It was God that instituted marriage, and he had his own guiding rules for it. So when we do not understand it the way the originator of marriage set it to be, we run into problems that we cannot find solutions to. That's one. Two, I would say that the tolerance level in this day and time is becoming lower and lower. People no longer tolerate. And you see that when you ask people the reason for their divorce, they tell you a number of things. The usual caveat is incompatibility. And when you want to find out, you see that it has to do with something you really know that it can be resolved. So that's number 2. If I might add number 3, I would say that the fact that the economic power is shifting is different from what it used to be in the past. Women are now becoming economically empowered, unlike what it was in the past. That's a good thing. I don't want anybody to come for my head. Women, that's a good thing. But it has come with its own side effect. The side effect is that women now can decide to say, I've had enough, and walk away, even without the consent of family or any authority in their life, because they have the financial power to start up their lives without
the aid of the man.
The aid of the man or family. Unlike in the past where if a woman left her husband's house, she will have to recourse to going back to her father's house. And you know, your father will say, don't come back to my house, don't bring shame to us. So women were more like stock. And now it's a different thing because the economic power is shifting. I think those are, for me, the 3 basic remote causes.
That's correct. That's your own view, and it could be part of it. As a matter of fact, that means some women are measuring shoulders now with their husband and feeling that those things they could allow before, they will no longer allow it because of the economic power. And then the other one, lack of knowledge, understanding, and lack of tolerance is what I deduce from what you just mentioned. Well, to some extent, that could be correct. That may not also be correct, because what we see now in terms of lack of tolerance is men, they're no longer tolerating. You know, any little thing that they feel they can always have another woman outside, they can change. Most men change women now, like those changing clothes in their wardrobes. So they no longer tolerate a few things, you know. They will just say, before you know, they start mentioning names. What about this? What about this? So it's just there. But we are saying that, as you mentioned earlier, that sometimes you ask them, what's the reason of this divorce? What they will say may not even be too cogent. It's something they can even let go. You know, I always say that whatever problem we have, there's always a solution, no matter how tough that problem is. But the issue is, are the parties willing to continue the marriage? Commitment in their marriage is what is more important. When one person is committed and the other is not committed, it's going to be a problem. But when both are committed, I don't want divorce, they will do the right thing. I don't want so divorce, they do the right thing. But people that say, okay, I'm not the first, of course you're not the first, neither are you going to be the last that will divorce. But what do you answer to your creator? We'll take a break, we'll come back, continue. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
This is Vivid View.